Sports Channel presents New York Yankees baseball. New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by Busch, the beer with a taste as smooth as its name. By your Tri-State Toyota dealers, who invite you to come in and test drive a Toyota and ride with the best. By the Wiz. Remember, for everything in home entertainment, nobody beats the Wiz. And by Dodge. For 1988, it's gotta be a Dodge.
From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, Sports Channel presents New York Yankees baseball. Tonight, the Bronx Bombers versus the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Yankee Stadium. I'm Ken Harrelson, along with Bobby Mercer, as the Yanks get set to open up the first of a three-game series against the Seattle Mariners. Yankees with that mark of 24-12. Bobby, 2 games on top in the American League East, and of this 11-game homestand thus far, they have won 4 out of 5. But the story tonight is the man who has been the mainstay of the staff, the big left-hander, John Candelaria.
Well, out of spring training, I think everybody said if John Candelaria stays healthy, that John Candelaria certainly is a quality pitcher. He's shown it throughout his career. Candyman has been healthy this year. He has 3 complete games already for the New York Yankees. That matches his total in 1984 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He has been absolutely unstoppable and has taken over really as the #1 guy since Rick Rhoden went down.
He's done quite a job out there, and also a very happy 60th birthday to the skipper, Billy Martin. All right, Bobby, we'll be back to give you the rest of the starting lineups right after this.
The Yankees have taken the field here at Yankee Stadium, the first game of a 3-game set between the Yankees and the Seattle Mariners. And let's take a look at the Mariners lineup tonight. First of all, Harold Reynolds leads off, and he plays second base, followed by Henry Cotto, then Alvin Davis. Mickey Brantley in the cleanup spot will play left field. Jim Presley, David Valley, Glenn Wilson, Ray Quinonez at shortstop, and then Dave Hingle, the designated hitter. Mike Moore on the mound. There he is, Mike Moore on the mound for the Seattle Mariners tonight. 2-4, 5.64 earned run average, making his 9th start against the in the 1988 season. Now for the New York Yankees. Willie Randolph leads off. Henderson still bothered by that sore left ring finger on the left hand. He'll be followed by Don Mattingly and then Mike Pagliarulo. Jack Clark, the designated hitter, batting in the cleanup spot, followed by Claudell Washington, who had a monstrous home run yesterday here at the stadium. Dave Winfield, who is still batting over 400, 403 to be exact. And then Gary Ward will be in left field this evening in place of Ricky Henderson. Joel Skinner behind the plate doing the catching as Slot was placed on the disabled list yesterday. Rafael Santana in the 9th position at shortstop. John Candelaria on the mound with a record of 4-2, 2.72 earned run average, making his 8th start here tonight. And we're about ready to get underway, and here to tell you all about it is the Hawk, Ken Harrelson.
Thank you very much, Bobby, and once again, good evening, everyone, and so happy you could join us. First of a 3-game set as the big left-hander John Candelaria, 1-0 last year against the Mariners. He is 2-0 lifetime. He will face Reynolds, Cotto, and Davis. Lovely evening right now, but they say there is a chance of showers later on. So we'll just have to check it out for you as the first pitch of the ball game. The curveball in and over, and that ever-present curveball from Candelaria. That has been his pitch.
That's been his pitch, all right, and basically it's been that backup breaking ball he's been throwing.
Another breaking pitch popped foul over by the Yankee dugout. Watch out, Donnie. Back in the first row. And quickly, the count 0-2. Well, Bobby, as you were giving the lineups, you didn't see it. We almost lost our starting pitcher tonight. Yes, Joel Skinner, I should say. Joel Skinner was throwing the ball down to second base. Candelaria turned his head, as the pitchers do, and Skinner almost got him right in the back of the gourd.
No.
The 0-2 delivery. Another curveball. This will beat up the middle. Santana has to hurry. Not in time. Reynolds, good speed. Santana taking a little bit of time to get there and then double clutching.
Yeah. The ball was not hit hard. Santana knew that he had to hurry. That's probably the reason that he double clutched a couple of times. And then the speedy Harold Reynolds just beats the throw. And so go the Mariners when Harold Reynolds is on base.
Well, he led the league last year with 60 stolen bases. First time in 8 years, Ricky Henderson has not led the American League in that category. And as a matter of fact, that's the first time a Mariner has ever led the league in any major category. Here's the former Yankee, Henry Cotto. Henry hitting at .350, a couple of homers, 12 RBIs. As a strike in and over. Mention Reynolds, he is 8 for 14 in stolen bases thus far. He has a short lead at first. Outfield straight away. That curveball beat foul, and quickly he's 0-2. Candelaria, what a job he has done. Last time out against the White Sox, went the route as he beat them 17-3. This year, Candyman has beaten Toronto, Texas, Kansas City, and the White Sox. He's lost in his 2 losses to Milwaukee and Toronto. Things starting to settle in a little bit for a few clubs around the league. Certainly not for the Blue Jays. As we mentioned, they're 9 games back in 6th place. That breaking ball low and inside, and the count 1-2. And the other club that you have to worry, not worry, but wonder just a little bit about is the Indians. They have a mark of 22-14, but the Tigers playing good ball. You expect the Red Sox to be there, and the Brewers can win a lot of ball games. Shot through Santana, backs up, over to Randolph. He'll turn it. Rack him up, 6-4-3. Double play. That is the 29th double play of the year turn by the Yankees. Right now, let's check out the Yankees for you defensively in the outfield. Ward, Washington, and Winfield. Around the horn, Mattingly, Randolph, Santana, Pagliarulo, and the battery of Skinner and Candelaria.
I really cease to be amazed every time, Hawk, when I see Willie Randolph make that double play at second base. It's just amazing, really is.
He releases the ball so quickly as Alvin Davis takes a curveball strike. He releases it, he gets it. Seems like it just touches his glove before it's in his hand, and it's over to first base. Here's Davis. He is coming on strong, hitting at .347, 7 homers, 27 RBIs. He's hit in 11 of his last 14 games, and in those 14 games, he has 5 homers, and he's driven in 16.
Great matchup, great hitter, left-handed hitter, and great left-handed pitcher.
There's a base hit. I was just getting ready to say I like Candelaria in this matchup as Davis rips a shot to right field for a base hit.
Of course, this kid, Alvin Davis, what a wonderful swing. I mean, he has the most smooth swing I think I've ever seen on a young player. He does just about everything right at the plate mechanically.
Here's the left fielder, Mickey Brantley. He's starting to get hot. Mariner people tell us he has really been hitting the ball hard. Brantley, just 26 years old, out of Catskill, New York. That curveball strike. Davis with those 6 homers, 19 RBIs this year on the road, hitting at .288, so he's done some damage. Don't look for too much from Davis over there. He does not have good speed at all. There's a fastball strike. And he's on top of Brantley, 0-2. Some of the fans starting to come up with that rhythmic applause on the 0-2 count. As he got him, he rings him up. His first strikeout, and that'll do it for the Mariners here in the top of the first inning. Nothing across, couple of hits, no errors, a man left, and after a half inning of play, it's the M's nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. The first inning, there the Mariners defensively, Brantley, Cotto, and Wilson in the outfield, Davis, Reynolds, Quinones, Presley, and the battery of Valley, and the 28-year-old right-hander Mike Moore, 6'4", 205 pounds, out of Eakly, Oklahoma. Mike with a record of 2-4, 5.64 ERA, has the best stuff outside of Mark Langston on the Mariners staff. Good fastball, good hard breaking ball. He just has trouble winning. He has been an enigma for this club.
He's inconsistent. That's what's happened.
Here's Willie Randolph. Takes it low and away. To get the best line on pitchers, you talk to hitters. And a lot of these hitters will tell you that ball's hit hard in the right field. Glenn Wilson going back at the track, and he makes the catch. Wilson with a good jump. 1 gone.
You talk about Mike Moore. He is 1-6 lifetime against the New York Yankees and 0-3 here at Yankee Stadium. He's not overpowering, even though you consider him a power pitcher. Mike is just a little bit inconsistent. Sometimes he gets behind in the count, and when you get behind the count against good hitters, you're going to get bombed.
Here's Mattingly. Donnie up to 313. Takes it down low. His last 26 at-bats, he has 13 hits, 2 homers, and 7 ribbies. That fastball on the outside corner. What I was getting back to, Bobby, was talking to some of the right-handed hitters around the American League, and they'll tell you Mike Moore is one of the guys they least like to face. That all-speed pitch down low. But yet, they do a lot of damage off of it. Youngster, #1 pick by the M's.
Only 6'4", 205 pounds. You just saw that breaking ball. It's an overhand breaking ball. It breaks straight down, and it's a hard one. Basically, though, his fastball is straight. It doesn't have a whole lot of movement on it, so he has to be on the corners with it.
That's off the end of the bat. Harold Reynolds over to Davis, and 2 gone.
But all in all, that does not make him a bad guy, because even though he's from Eakley, Oklahoma, only a population of 250, the only thing that really makes me mad about that is the fact that when they mention in the press guide that Mike Moore is from Eakley, Oklahoma, they say it's only 13 miles west of Binger, where the great Johnny Bench comes from. I don't know why they didn't say 100 miles south of where the Bobby Mercer comes from in Oklahoma City.
I don't either. As Pags takes a fastball strike.
Who is their PR guy?
We're going to have to talk to him about it. You have to set him straight in a hurry, and I mean what I'm saying. Can't get that sinker, and the count quickly 0-2. Pags with a 6-game hitting streak. He's 7 for his last 24. A little low in the count, 1-2. Outfield playing him around to the right. Bit of a gap between Brantley and Cotto. A little giddy up on that one. Missed outside, and the count 2-2. Moore is throwing the ball on our gun, which is not the speed one, at 92-93. So that'll tell you just how hard he can get it up there as he takes that breaking ball inside to Pags, and the count goes full.
And that slow, nice, even delivery that he delivers the ball towards home plate with, that even adds to that fastball because the ball gets right on top of you very quickly.
Jam Pags right there. He was looking for it, got it. And Moore just got it in on the fist.
Well, that just shows you if Mike Moore didn't have that ball up around 92, 93, 94 miles an hour, and he puts it in that area just as Pagliarulo fouled the ball off of, basically that ball would probably be in the right field seat.
Yeah, if he was.
That's the difference.
Yeah, when you can put 5 or 6 more inches on it to that hitter, you got a chance. That's up high. So Pags aboard. That'll bring up the DH, Jack Clark. Clark hitting at 244, 6 homers. He's knocked in 22. He's 5 for his last 16 at bats. Here's where Moore's got to get the breaking ball over. You look at that big man, number 33 right there, go up there sitting on that dead red. And he's dangerous. That one's outside. Clark showing a lot of patience thus far early in the season. He's 30 bases on balls. Pretty good rip right there. That ball ticketed towards right center field if he hadn't got underneath it.
You have to have a whole lot of patience, as Jack Clark does. We've seen that so far here in 1988. Because, you know, when you go to the plate, basically the pitchers, the opposing pitchers, are trying to beat the corners on you as you take a look at Mike Pagliarulo at first base. And you try to tell yourself not to swing at a bad pitch, not to get anxious.
That one got a piece of home plate umpire Mike Riley. Let's check out the men in blue for you tonight. Behind the plate is Riley as you see him fire the ball back to Mike Moore. Moore just looked at him. There the other men. Buddy John Shulock at first. Mark Johnson at second. And Jim McKean over at third.
Now, I know for sure that ball meant to do that to Mike Riley.
Ball just jumped up and bit him. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Pops this one up. They should be out of play as Davis and Valley give chase. There's where you compound an injury right there. The ball jumped up, hit Riley on the hand, and he's so upset as Dick Williams over in the dugout laughing at him. He's going to come up with a sore shoulder from throwing so hard back to Moore. Ball didn't get him in the hand, got him right in the fanny. That hard slider. This is low, and the count evens at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Pags at first. Outfield swung well around to the left. Bunched a bit for Clark. Short lead by Pags. Hey, bingo, way back. Brantley looks up, put it on the board. Home run for Clark, and the Yankees lead it 2-0.
Well, there was no doubt about that home run off the bat of Jack Clark, the 7th home run of the season for Clark. Numbers 23 and 24 RBIs. And I mean, Moore tried to challenge Jack Clark with a fastball, and Jack Clark being a dead fastball hitter. And you can see where it goes. Just pure strength.
It left the yard in a hurry. 91-mile-an-hour fastball by Mike Moore as Claudell Washington steps in. Claudell with a monstrous home run yesterday. There you see Clark. As we mentioned, he sits on dead red, but the key to that home run was the fact he laid off the 1-2 slurve. It was a pretty good pitcher's pitch from Moore. The ball and a strike to Washington. That pitch low and inside. The count moves to 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Well, I'll tell you, it is tough to get through unless you have got your pinpoint control. You make the mistake with a fastball on the Bronx Bombers, and chances are you're going to get hurt. There's a strike over the outside half. Count goes full.
Well, this is the 37th game of the season for the New York Yankees, and they just hit their 40th home run as a team.
That's hit hard. There's a base hit. Brantley giving chase. He gets to it as Claudell's going to make him throw him out. He's digging. He slides. He's there.
Well, an excellent judgment play by Claudell Washington, forcing Brantley to throw him out at second base. It's just a bullet over the head of the shortstop into left center field. You will see Brantley come on into your screen now. He was moving the opposite way. He had to stop, turn around, and then make a perfect throw in order to get Washington. Now, one of the things that you don't want your base runner to do with 2 outs is get thrown out like that with the Dave Winfield coming up behind you. So it was a good play because it had to be a perfect play in order for Brantley to throw Claudell Washington out.
Brantley has pretty good speed and decent arm out there, and indeed Claudell picking up his 7th two-bagger of the year. The pitching coach, Billy Connors, has had his chat with right-hander Mike Moore. The one thing that the opposing clubs, not just against the Yankees, but against other good-hitting ball clubs like Toronto, like Milwaukee, like Boston, they don't want the young pitchers out there getting scared in the first inning. So you give up a couple. That's all right. Here's Winfield. .403. 9 homers, 37 ribbies.
They may want to mess around with Winfield in this situation with first base open, Gary Ward on deck. The only thing about that is that Gary Ward owns a .302 lifetime average against the Mariners.
Don't make any difference. If they don't mess around with him here, they don't go around him, they're crazy. You don't let the hot man beat you. He put a little lumber to one yesterday as well. Way back up there in the monuments. He is hitting in all 19 home games. He got a pretty good fastball right there on the inner half to hit. Couldn't pull the trigger, and the count 1-1. Outfield's playing him straight away and bunched. Valley moves to the outside as now Reynolds just made a little bluff over to second. Quinones way back at shortstop. It'll have to be Reynolds. If in fact they're just going to go ahead and give Claudel third base. Reynolds still hanging back over there. That breaking ball misses the corner. Moore wanted it, and the count 2-1. Gave him a good fastball earlier on the one strike. See what he comes back with here. That's down low, and the count 3-1.
Well, you were a big right-handed hitter. Now 3-1 pitch, first base open. What would you be looking for? What do you think you? Well, I forget that. What do you think that Moore is going to throw?
Right. You know what I'd be looking for.
Yeah, I know what you'd be looking
Dead
for.
red.
And I know what Winfield's looking for.
All the time. In case you get it.
Got to be a breaking ball, I would think.
I would think so. I think it has to be a slider. There's a breaking ball here, right back up through the middle for a base hit. Here comes Washington as it's bobbled by Cotto out in center field. Washington scores, and it's a 3-0 Yankee lead.
Well, it indeed was a breaking ball, but it hung up in the strike zone. Right there, and that's exactly where Winfield likes it. In fact, he loves it there. The ball was bobbled by Cotto, but I don't think it would have made any difference. Washington has good speed. And Winfield picks up his another RBI, 38 on the season. That leads the American League.
Well, there's just a big mistake right there by Mike Moore. A lot of times, that's one reason a guy with as good arm as he's got gets beat. There's a 3-1 count. You got the hot man at first, at home plate. You got first base open. And yet you just try to throw the 3-1 slider right there for a strike rather than really staying with it and turning it over as Gary Ward steps in. There's the strike on the outside corner. That is just what you call a pure mental mistake from the pitcher.
Bad case of pitching around somebody.
Oh, boy. Throw him a hanging breaking ball?
Right. If you're going to throw a hanging breaking ball, you better throw it about 10 or 15 inches outside where Winfield cannot reach it or anybody else.
That's right. Most guys, you can just get on the outside corner, but here, it better be at least a foot and a half away. That's outside, and the count 1-1.
I've often thought that Mike Moore should go to more breaking balls, like the hard curveball, and that little cut fastball or slider or whatever it is, and leave the fastball alone sometimes because I think he relies a little bit too much on his fastball, even though the fastball is up around 92, 93, 94 miles an hour. It is a straight fastball. It doesn't have that big movement on it.
I've seen him pitch a lot of baseball games since he's come into the league. And I'll tell you, the one thing that impresses me about Moore is just he is a little too timid out there. A little tentative on the mound. I know one thing, as hard as he throws, I consider him to have one of the best 10 arms of any right-hander, of right-handers in the American League. And with that kind of stuff, to get beat up like he does, let me just tell you one thing, he does not pitch inside enough.
Well, he lost 19 ball games for the Mariners last year.
There's a chopper to the shortstop. Quinones, who can pick it, comes up with it over to Davis, and that'll retire the side. But the Yankees get on the board. They do some damage, coming up with 3 runs on 3 hits, highlighted by Jack Clark's 7th home run of the year. And after 1 inning of play, it's the Bronx Bombers 3, the Mariners nothing.
Cast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees as intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Yankees and Sports Channel is prohibited.
Attaboy. Merce. Right here, it's the top of the 2nd inning. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Yankees. No runs on 2 hits for the Mariners. For the M's, it'll be Presley, Valley, and Glenn Wilson to face the big left-hander John Candelaria, who is going after his 4th victory in a row. Presley hitting at .228, 5 homers, 16 RBIs out of Pensacola, Florida. Outfield, straight away. Presley, good power everywhere. That's hit easy into center field. Claudell's there. 1 gone.
That was hit so easily that Claudell just one-handed. I thought he was going to catch it barehanded there for a second.
A soft fly ball. Here's a catcher out of Bayside, New York, Dave Valley. 6'2", 200 pounds, 27 years old. Having a tough start, hitting at 183. But he has knocked in a few runs. You see the 20 RBIs. Fastball high. Outfield playing him straight away. They're spread out just a shade more for Valley than they were Presley. As we mentioned at the top, a couple of big New York Yankee happy birthdays. First of all to the skipper, Billy Martin. And also to the big right-hander, Rick Rhoden. 35 years old today, Boynton Beach, and he is recovering nicely, thank you. Got another report we're going to give you in just a minute, because that's outside, the count 2-1. The Gator is back in town. Ron Guidry threw about 60 pitches prior to the game down in the bullpen. And Dr. Stuart Hershon looked it over. They say he is coming along very nicely. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and all of a sudden now the prospects, Merce, just the prospects in your mind of having a healthy Rhoden and a healthy Guidry back in that pitching staff.
And look at the depth in the pitching for the New York Yankees. You can see Billy Martin, Art Fowler right next to him, the pitching coach. But I can't remember, Hawk, the depth in the pitching that the Yankees have here in 1988 that they had. The fly ball out of right field should be a problem for Winfield. He's there, there's 2 down, but I don't remember any time since 1973 or 74 that the Yankees have really had this much depth in their pitching staff.
22.
They've got some serious decisions to make, too, when Rhoden and Guidry come back off this disabled list.
A healthy Rhoden and a healthy Guidry just turns the whole complexion around. Here's the right fielder, Glenn Wilson. He's having trouble knocking in some runs. He has 1 homer, 7 RBIs. Wilson coming over from the Philadelphia Ball Club in exchange. He was one of the players in that Bill Bradley deal.
But if that is indeed the depth that the Yankees are going to have in their pitching staff, you talk about winning, you win with pitching.
That's hit hard into the gap in right center. Winfield over, got a pretty good jump, and he makes the catch. Nice play for David, and that'll retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for the Candyman, and after an inning and a half, it's the Yankees 3, the Mariners 0. Second, big right-hander Mike Moore misses outside in the count 1-0. 3 runs on 3 hits for the Bronx Bombers. No runs on 2 hits for the M's. Skins 2 for his last 18, and of course Don Slaught on the disabled list, 15-day disabled list. Yankees, I'm sure you've heard by now. In case you didn't, they have called up Bobby Guerin, 26-year-old catcher. He's a big fella, 6'3", 205 pounds from San Diego. They called him up from Columbus. So the 2 catchers right now in the Yankee Ball Club are Skinner and Guerin.
Well, you just don't want to get caught in a situation where you have only 1 catcher and there was some doubt of whether Don Slott was going to be able to play. They just thought it was best that they put Slott on the disabled list to make sure he gets well and call up the second catcher to back up Joel Skinner now.
They made the right decision.
I think that's
there.
the right decision. Absolutely.
There's no question. You don't want to take a chance on aggravating that groin, especially for a catcher or a pitcher.
Especially with that squatting position, having to get down in that squat behind the plate all the time.
Valley to the outside, 2-2 pitch. Back out of play. No, sir. Those two positions right there, you can't take a chance with on the groin. You're better off just biting the bullet, saying, okay, we're going to let it get well. So they put Slott on the 15-day. And that's what it's all about. You got to overcome the injuries. That's the biggest thing today, is that breaking ball misses and the count goes full.
But to overcome injuries, you have to have depth on your ball club. The Yankees have also, we talked about the depth in the pitching.
That's it high into left center field. Playable. Brantley back. And it's out number one. Well, we were talking about the depth in the pitching staff last inning, Merce, and certainly, you know, with the prospects of both Rhoden and Gibby coming back on being healthy, well, you got to go back a ways as you talked about.
Yeah, I hope I didn't lead somebody on that we had a great pitching staff in 73 and 74. Those were our struggle years. I meant that I was just going back that many years. I can't remember the depth. I guess we have to go, what, 77 or 78, probably being the best years for the Yankees as far as depth here in just the near future, or the recent future.
Here's Santana. Breaking ball strike.
That's what they have. Guidry, they had Torres, they had Figueroa, they had Catfish.
That's right. They could run some pretty good starters out there against you. Of course, at that time, Guidry, in my opinion, was just the best in baseball.
No doubt about it.
I'll never forget 78. Never, ever. 25-3 the little man was. He just ate everybody's lunch who came up there. That's hard hit. That's off the shoulder of Presley. He recovers. 2 gone.
You think it's easy playing third base. You have to play shallow, and then the guy hits a BB at you, and all you can do is throw your body in front of it, knock it down, pick it up, and throw a guy out like Santana and then act like it didn't hurt.
They tell us that Presley's had a lot of problems defensively. In fact, the whole Mariner ball club has been having some defensive problems. As Willie takes it down low. Willie 0 for 1, lined out hard to right field to lead off the bottom of the first. That's popped up right side. Playable. Davis. Now the catcher, Dave Valley. Davis didn't want any part of it. But that'll do it as Moore retires the Yankees in order. And after 2, they lead Seattle 3-0. Quinones leads off the top of the 3rd inning. It's the first pitch. Rafael Santana, his counterpart, 1 pitch, 1 out. Quinones, there's a lot of talent right there. That youngster, he can do some picking at shortstop. He's swinging the bat well. Here's the DH, Dave Hingle. Hingle does 3 for 14 since being called up. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Yankees. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Mariners. I'll tell you, you talk about Yankee pitching this year. With the big left-hander out there on the mound, if there's one guy, you're looking at him right there who's settled this whole situation in, it's been Candelaria. What a job he has done. And it's not so much as that ball's hit deep to right field. David going back at the track, right in front of the fence, makes the catch. Two gone.
Well, one of the things that Candelaria adds to the New York Yankees, as you take a look at Winfield, he's got his eye on the ball all the way. He knows exactly where he's at. And then he uses the cushion of the fence to stop his momentum. But talking about Candelaria, he takes a couple of guys out of this lineup, Scott Bradley and Phelps, who are 2 dangerous left-handed hitters, by pitching Candelaria against the Mariners.
Here's the top of the order. Second baseman Harold Reynolds had an infield hit. First time up. I'll tell you where I'm coming from, no Merce, is 3 times this year The Yankees bullpen was absolutely shot, out of gas. Twice, really didn't have anybody available with the exception of Righetti. Candelaria, what does he do? He goes out and gives you 2 complete games. Another time, the end of the bullpen was shaky. Had 1 or 2 guys that you might could pitch, but they needed some rest. What does he do? He goes out and gives you 7 innings. Those are the kind of things that it takes to stabilize a staff, and he has certainly been, and I hate this word, I really do.
Well, don't use it.
I'm going to. Oh. He has been the bellwether of the staff.
The bellwether?
The bellwether.
I wish you hadn't used that.
The savior, the bellwether. Out to play right side, and the count evens at 2. But those are the kind of outings that you've got to have from the guy who's going to emerge as the leader of the staff. Now, sure, you look at Dotson. Dot's pitched well. He's 5-0. But still, it's been Candelaria because of the sequence of events that's come in and done the job. Santana in the hole, long peg in time, and that'll do it. So far, the 2nd inning in a row, Candelaria retires them in order. And after 2.5, Yankees lead at 3-0. Right now, let's go back to our studios and Lee Zeidman for a Sports Channel update.
Thank you, Hawk. The best record in baseball belongs to Oakland. The Athletics are going to come by New York later this week. They're in Boston tonight. Right now, it's 1-0. The A's are out on top of the Red Sox at the bottom of the 2nd. By the way, Roger Clemens voted American League Player of the Week for the Red Sox. He had 2 3-hit shutouts last week, but Clemens injured his knee and may miss his start on Friday. NBA playoffs, Atlanta will try to even its series with the Celtics at the Omni. Game 2 will get underway, actually just got underway moments ago. Larry Bird is playing tonight despite a head cold. A victory for Atlanta means the series is tied. A Celtics win, they'll send the series back to Boston where they could clinch on Wednesday. After the Yanks game, don't miss New York Sports Nightly. Hockey expert Stan Fischler will be here with some thoughts on the Devils' remarkable playoff run. We'll send you back to the Bronx after this.
As long as I've known Tom, I need help, he's there.
Sure, I'm glad to see you. Stay with you? Figured you wouldn't mind.
And when the last stray's rounded up, you head for the mountains.
Bush.
And the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream.
Sure are you one.
How about this in here?
Head for the mountains of Bush beer.
There you see the skipper acknowledging a very large Yankee happy birthday. Number 60 today.
I think Billy's sporting a new haircut, too, for his 60th birthday. Talking to him before the ball game. He's in high spirits and feeling well, and should be because the Yankees are playing excellent baseball.
Well, they could have been 5 for 5, except for that tough loss to California.
Yep.
On this homestand as Don Mattingly leads off the bottom of the 3rd. Yankees lead it 3-0. Johnny 0 for 1 bounced out to Harold Reynolds as he takes it inside. You know, 60 years old, and you talk to him, and you're around him. You know, 60, there's some guys that I know who are 60 that are going on 82. Billy is a guy who's 60 going on 35.
Well, personally, with my age the way it is, I don't think 60 is that old.
Mercy, you know what they say. 2-1 to count.
What do they say?
I ain't going to say what they say. On the outside corner, pretty neat pitch right there by Moore, and that count. It evens at 2. Johnny, lifetime .346 hitter against the Mariners. See what he did last year. He's worn this staff out over his career.
Who hasn't he worn out?
Who is that? One club, I guess Texas, 274 lifetime. As that's hit hard, but Alvin Davis, a neat pickup. One gone.
You know, I think it was Mattingly about 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. He hit a bullet just like that to Alvin Davis, and the ball took a bad hop, and I mean came right up and hit Davis square on the nose and broke his nose. I bet you that flashed through his mind when Mattingly hit that one hopper to him.
I know don't know about that, but it sure flashed through
I know
mine.
if he tried to get out of the way, he couldn't get out of the way of it. It was hit too hard.
I sure couldn't get out of the way of it.
Did you get hit in the nose, too? Is that what happened to your nose?
6 times as Pag steps in. Pags drew a walk. He started off that 3-run first with a 2-out walk.
You mean 6 times that you know of?
6 times that I know of has been busted. Yep. And every time it hurt worse than the last. I think he'd get used to it after a while.
It just looks like it hurts.
Because it pulsates, huh? Thanks, Merce. Bag's trying to keep that 6-game and extend the 6-game hitting streak. He just misses this one. Tommy hawked it high in the right field. Wilson back on the track. Edge of the track. 2 gone. To keep the score along with us, just put a little 9JM. Just missed it. With 2 out, here's Jack Clark. He hit a rapid home run. I mean, he hit one that got out of here in a hurry. Back in the first inning, that was number 7 for Jackson, and he now has 24 ribbies. Fastball high. It's 2-0. First time Jack has ever had an opportunity to play against the Mariners.
Wait till he sees that Kingdom. His eyes will really light up.
Can't get the high gas with the count 2-1.
Wow. Moore came back and challenged Clark with that 2-0 pitch, but he did, I think he reached back for just a little bit extra on that one.
3 balls and a strike. Mariners gave the Yankees problems here last year. 6 games, they won 3. Overall, the Yankees just edged them out for the season series 7-5. That's a high ball 4 so far, the 31st time this year. Jack Clark draws a base on balls. Here's Claudell. He ripped a double into the left center field. Actually made Brantley throw him out. Mickey having to go hard to his left, and Claudell never stopped going around first. Just outside. Of course, that resulted, that good hustle in a run as Winfield on a 3-1 count, single right back through the middle. Short lead by Clark as the change. That's the first one he's thrown this ball game upstairs in the count 2-0.
Well, he does have the changeup, and he basically, though, is a power pitcher with a fastball and a slider. But now he's just trying to mix his pitches up. I mean, what are you going to do? You pitch around Clark, or you pitch to Clark carefully. The next thing you know, you have to face a Claudell Washington or a Dave Winfield.
That's playable in the center. Cotto broke back, now comes in. He's there. He'll make the catch, and that'll retire the side. Nothing across. And after 3, Yankees lead it 3-0. Inning at Alamo Bobby Mercer. This is Ken Harrelson from Yankee Stadium. 3-0. Bronx Bombers lead it. Cotto lead it off, and to call it for you, here's Merce.
All right, Hawk, the breaking ball is down low for a ball on Cotto. Cotto hit into a double play his first time up, 6-4-3. He's 0 for 1 in this ball game. Came in batting .350, 6th in the American League. He's having a great year. Hits hard into center field. Washington going back, but he catches up with it and is 1 down. Make that 8 in a row now for Candelaria. 2 hits by the Mariners. No runs. Top of the 4th inning. Yankees have 3 runs on 3 base hits. Neither team has committed an error. Alvin Davis steps in. Base hit to right field. What a sweet swing this youngster has. You see, he's 1 for 1.
Who are the two sweetest swingers in this league from the left side? As far as sweet swingers now.
Mattingly and Alvin Davis. Swings at the first pitch, pops it high. Major league pop up into center field. You can see Washington moving everybody out of the way. And there's 2 down.
See, I don't consider Mattingly so much a sweet swinger.
Well, when he gets mechanically right, he is one of the most...
The two sweet swingers, I think, from the left side in this league are Wally Joyner and Alvin Davis. Those are like your K-lines used to be, sweet swingers, so to speak.
Well,
Mattingly, a little different style. He's a little more aggressive.
A little bit more movement. I
Right.
don't disagree with you on Joyner. As Mickey Brantley steps in, the pitch is low and outside. 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning, but mechanically, you're right. Joyner and his kid Alvin Davis, I'll tell you what, along with Mattingly, they are really fun to watch. They do everything right mechanically. Down low for a ball, 2-0.
You know the left-handed hitter I thought was the prettiest left-handed hitter I ever saw?
Yastrzemski?
Maris.
Roger, oh, what a sweet swing he had.
There was a sweet swinger with big power.
3-0 on Brantley now.
Actually, Roger didn't have big power. He wasn't.
Yes, he did.
He didn't have big power. I'm talking about he wasn't like a Ken Seiko or a
Oh, you
Frank
mean he
Howard.
wasn't...
He couldn't hit the ball out over the left center field wall.
3-1 now to Brantley.
Very, very, very seldom.
Why would you want to hit the ball out the left center when you can go 296?
I'm talking about big power. Roger was a finesse hitter. If you got in his zone, then he'd take you out.
Pagliarulo the long throw, and they get Brantley. So make it 8, 9, 10 in a row. Mariners have gone down against Candelaria. At the end of 3.5 innings of play, Yankees 3, Mariners nothing.
Just a reminder, there's a lot more action to come this week when the Yankees host these Mariners and the Oakland A's. The Bombers look to sink the Mariners when they meet again tomorrow and Wednesday nights at 7:30. Wednesday night is also the Wiz Yankee poster night. Now, this weekend, the Oakland A's come to town for a 3-game series highlighted by 2 great giveaways for the youngsters 14 and under. On Saturday, Baskin-Robbins presents Yankee Helmet Night, and this Sunday is Gatorade Yankee Baseball Glove Day. Tickets are on sale at the stadium or through Ticketmaster. So just give us a buzz, 212-307-7171.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and Dave Winfield leads it off for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Ward and then Skinner. Mike Moore, the youngster, out on the mound for the Seattle Mariners as the Yankees lead it 3-0. And Dave Winfield extended his hit streak here at Yankee Stadium. He has hit in all 20 games at Yankee Stadium with that base hit, RBI number 38 in the RBI category that he picked up in the 1st inning. First pitch is on the outside corner for a call strike. Hawk, getting back to what we were talking about, the sweet swingers, Roger Maris, and you brought up Canseco and McGuire. And Canseco and McGuire are coming into Yankee Stadium this weekend with the Oakland A's, and they say right now that the Oakland A's, they're better off playing football than baseball. They're so big. That's up high for a ball, 1-1.
They're huge. They're huge.
But didn't he use weights to build himself up? He really
But what we were
does.
talking about, Bobby, was the difference like in power. Big power. As I said, Maris didn't have what you'd call big power. He could hit the ball long ways to right center. But what he was a finesse hitter that very seldom missed the pitch when you got in his zone. Now, he could not take the ball 450 feet to the opposite field. Now, you're looking at a guy right there who has big power. Winfield can hit 430, 450-foot line drives into right center. He can hit the ball 500 feet into left center. Those are big power guys, a Richie Allen, a Mickey Mantle, a Frank Howard, a Willie Horton. But K-line, for example, Mattingly, because that's broken bat, 2 hopper right to Davis, and that's out number 1. But like Mattingly, if you're talking about categories of power, like Don is not in that big power category. What he does is the same thing as like a Maris did, or like a K-line. When you get in their zone, then he'll just go ahead and leave the yard on you.
Well, I kind of agree, but I kind of not agree with Maris. He was a big guy, over 200 pounds, and the late Roger with that sweet swing. I think that if he wanted to, he could have gone out in left center, our center field. As Gary Ward steps in, he's 0 for 1. That pitch is outside for a ball. But like you said, yes, he is a finesse. He was a finesse hitter, and he never missed the 2-0, the 1-0 pitch, the 3-1, the 3-0 when he got the hit sign. He knew where he wanted to put it. One hopper to Presley, a nice hop and a bad throw, but Alvin Davis takes care of it from Presley. Ball was not hit hard, but it almost turned out to be disastrous for the Mariners, and there's 2 down.
Well, fortunately for Davis and Moore, the throw took him right into the line where he could just catch it and drop it on Ward. But, you know, the thing about Maris was the fact he was the best zone hitter I ever saw. When he looked zone and you got in there, he didn't miss it. He hit it hard. He didn't pop it up. He didn't ground it out. He hit it hard.
Swing and a miss by Joel Skinner. He's 0 for 1 in this ball game. There's 2 down, bottom of the 4th inning. Yankees lead the Mariners 3-0. What about all the home runs that Maris hit in Busch Stadium? Now, that is not a ballpark that you could hit a lot of home runs in.
He didn't hit that many over there.
That's over for a called strike. 0-2.
He didn't hit that many over there. The only guy that ever hit a lot of home runs, 2 guys that ever hit a lot of home runs at Busch Stadium when it was legitimate were Richie Allen and Jack Clark. Those are the only 2. Nobody else has hit a lot of home runs in that yard.
Just missing inside 1 and 2. What do you mean legitimate?
I'm talking about, well, they moved the fences in since they were playing there then. It was a tougher park back then than it is right now to hit home runs in. I know when we played in the World Series over there, even in batting practice, I mean, you had to get your best bolt to get it out there in batting practice. And you know, in a World Series, your juice is flowing, so you hit them further anyway. Boy, that was a yard.
Outside at high, 2-2 to Skinner. Two down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Strike 3. That is the first strikeout for Mike Moore in the first easy inning that Moore has had. Second easy inning. He had one back in the bottom of the 2nd. But the Yankees lead it 3-0 at the end of 4 innings of play. Well, we go to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Jim Presley leading it off for the M's. He'll be followed by David Valley, then Glenn Wilson. Yankees out in front 3-0. And Presley 0 for 1 in this ball game. Strong right-handed hitter. But John Candelaria out on the mound for the New York Yankees, making his 8th start of the year for the Yanks. 3 complete games already here in 1988 for the Candyman. And the backup breaking ball on the outside corner, and a beauty. And that has been his strongest pitch in his last 8 starts. That backup breaking ball. And I tell you what, the right-handed hitter, all he does, he gives up on it. He won't stay with it. There it is again. This one just misses outside. That evens the count up at 1-1.
Well, the backdoor breaking ball from the left-hander to the right-hander, or vice versa, is just the toughest pitch to hit because of that reason. You see it start well outside the strike zone. All of a sudden, here comes digging back, and it freezes you.
Foul back and out of play. Now Candelaria working out in front of Presley, 1-2. David Valley on deck for the Mariners. That's fouled off the right side and out of play. So at least in this bat, Presley is giving the fans here at Yankee Stadium a couple of souvenirs. Big breaking ball. Did he check his swing? First base umpire, John Shulock.
Yes.
He said yes. He went around. Strike 3. Mike Riley asked for help, and Shulock at first base said Presley went too far.
Here's that breaking ball down and in. And after trying to backdoor him with the first couple, Shulock rung him up.
Strikeout number 2 for Candelaria. And that'll bring up David Valley, the catcher. Valley from Bayside, New York, swings at the first pitch, pops it up off the left side, probably will be in the stand, and is.
As we've talked about, Merce, this is getting to the point now. If you start to go ahead, you might as well go ahead and turn it loose. There's almost no such thing.
There are no such things, you're right, as a check
swing anymore, and it's getting fewer and fewer.
That's almost an automatic call now, just like the 3-0 pitch. A jam shot off to the right side. Randolph is there. Mattingly, there's 2 down.
The reason I'm laughing is because on the previous pitch, Valley had a good rip, and he was really hot at himself that he didn't hit that ball hard or out of here. And all of a sudden, Candy comes back, Candy sees it. But look at this, my partner. I'll say one thing, that wasn't off a left-hander.
No, how do you know? Glenn Wilson lines one down the line. This could be extra bases. Ward is over, and Wilson will be in with a stand-up double with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. First extra base hit for the Mariners. You see what that did to the Mariners? You showed that swing, and all of a sudden they come out swinging.
Yeah, let's bring that one back up again if we can.
Please. How did you know that wasn't off a left hand?
No, that fanny is in there, tucked in there too good.
Only a guy like you would notice that.
Boy, that thing, you were right on that. Looked like that ball was going right back through the middle, hard.
Shortstop Ray Quinones. He's 0 for 1. 2 down, man at second base for the Imps. Breaking ball misses low and inside. The Yankees lead it 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. Hit out into center field. Should be no problem for Washington. And he's there, makes the catch.
We'll come back with that shot of Merce in just short.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll go get it again and bring it back up.
Okay.
No runs on 1 base hit. The Mariners lead 1. And at the end of 4.5 innings of play, Yankees 3, Mariners nothing. Well, what do you think about that swing from that big bruiser?
Well, I'll tell you, it looked like the ball was up out over the plate, right-hander. And if that picture had been taken just 100th of a second earlier, you'd have seen a real great right side that you were hitting against. Good, short, quick swing. You released on it. Merce, just beautiful. Just bootiful.
Thank you. Santana stepping in, bottom of the 5th inning. Takes the first pitch over for a call strike. You know where I was...
Can of corn to center field.
You know where I was looking. I did hit it probably at center field, but I was looking down the right field line where it's 296. I was no dummy. I was one of those finesse hitters, too.
You were thinking that way, hitting the center.
1-1 to Santana.
At that time, what was it, 461 out there?
Oh, yeah, 461. 427 to left center. Found it back now. Moore working out in front of Santana, 1-2. Randolph on deck, followed by Don Mattingly. Bottom of the 5th inning, Yankees 3, the Mariners nothing. Mike Moore with a career record of 1-6 against the New York Yankees, and he's 0-3 here at Yankee Stadium. Big 6.20 earned run average career-wise. There's that breaking ball. Nice stop by Valley. Count goes to 2-2. Like I said, I think Mike Moore should throw that breaking ball a little bit more. Only seen him throw that breaking ball like 2 or 3 times already in this ball game. He's relied mainly on his fastball. And there's the fastball. He blows it by Santana. Strikeout number 2.
Well, there's the chicken and the egg, though, Merce. If you can throw 93, 94, 95 like Mike Moore can, there was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. You don't want to throw too many breaking balls because the more of those you throw, the shorter that fastball gets. But sure, as you're insinuating the mixture, the right mixture in there. And you know the funny thing about it, even though here since the first inning when he gave up the 3 runs, he hadn't given up a hit since then, he still is not pitching inside.
No. Willie Randolph. Willie 0 for 2 in this ball game. Hit the ball hard into right field his first time out, and then fouled out to the catcher. And the count goes to 2-0 to Randolph. Henderson still bothered by that sore left ring finger on his left hand. He is day-to-day. It's nothing serious, but the Yankees giving Henderson a couple of days off. Did not play yesterday. And that pitch is over for a called strike. 2-1, and I understand Billy Martin has ordered Ricky Henderson some special gloves, some special sliding gloves, so that it'll cut down on that head-first slide of Ricky Henderson, cut down on jamming his fingers or bruising them.
The only problem there is they weigh 30 pounds apiece, and it's going to slow him up.
Well, that's 60 pounds. And that will slow a guy up if they indeed do weigh 30 pounds apiece. 2-2 to Randolph.
They're going to start handicapping some of these guys.
Well, if it weighs 30 pounds apiece, Henderson won't be wearing them.
They don't weigh 30 pounds. There's Ricky.
He'll talk about them, but he won't wear them.
Billy said after that game, he said he's going to give some steel gloves.
Charlie Hudson next to him on the left side. Line sharply knocked down nicely by Presley. And over to Davis, and there's 2 down.
Well, you look at the sequence of things as they happen during the course of the season. For an example, okay, let's take Ricky. He gets hurt. Now you take Roden. He went down about 10 days or 2 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden, you got Slaught on the DL. But at this point, they happen to be in the Western Division, like on this homestand here. They had the White Sox, the Angels, the Mariners, not some of your stronger clubs in baseball. So those things are the kind of breaks that you got to have during the course of the season. Is when do you get hurt?
Mattingly pops the first pitch up and out into short left field as Ray Quiñones. He pulls it in for the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Easy inning for Mike Moore. 1, 2, 3. The Yankees are down. At the end of 5, it's the Yankees 3, Mariners nothing.
7:30, Don Mattingly leads the Yankees against these same Seattle Mariners. That's the Bronx Bombers versus the Mariners, Wednesday at 7:30, live on Sports Channel, your stop for a possible Subway Series summer.
That Subway Series summer is getting serious as the New York Mets and the Yankees in the top of their division. As Dave Hingle, the designated hitter, takes a curveball over for a called strike. Yankees came into this ball game 2 games in front of the Cleveland Indians. Yankees with a record of 24-12. And that fastball is outside. 1-1 now to Dave Hingle. He flied out to right field. You see Dick Williams, the manager. This is his last year, he has said. Down low. You know, we ought to... What is it with the Mariners? I mean, if they know that Dick Williams is not coming back, this is indeed his last year. They're not playing that good a baseball. They're 16-22, 11 games back of the Oakland A's. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. Why wouldn't they just go ahead and bring a guy in that's going to be taking over for Dick Williams?
I have no idea about it. No idea.
And he said in the interview, a great interview we had before the ball game, that he really had to initiate the lame duck situation himself. Foul backing out of play.
Well, there are a few things about Dick Williams. First of all, he is a fellow with one of the best minds, one of the best baseball minds probably alive today. I know I played for quite a few managers. He was certainly the best manager that I played for.
That's deep but foul.
And he has a lot of courage. He will not mince words. And evidently he decided that he did not see something in this club, this organization, that enthused him enough to the point that he was going to continue on. And I think it was a big mistake by the organization, if in fact he was going to retire after the season, not to make the change right there. Because this is a young ball club. These guys, they have never had any success. And all of a sudden you put that kind of a psyche element and factor that in with Williams' decision here. And it's awful hard for these young players to get out there and put out at 100%. And it's not that they don't want to, it's just subconsciously it's there.
Get on the ground towards the right side. Willie is there. Over to Mattingly, and there's 1 down. Well, he pulled no punches in that interview with Ed Randall before the ball game, and like you said, he tells it like it is. And I could see a reflection in his voice that he was kind of disappointed that he really didn't get his shot to manage the New York Yankees.
Yeah, he had some inflections in there that certainly indicated the fact that he would have liked to. As he said, this is the place to be. It is the Big Apple. It is tough, but it still is the job to have.
Harold Reynolds, 1 for 2 in this ball game. A little looper out into center field. It'll be a base hit. Second base hit for Reynolds. The Mariners have 4 altogether, and Reynolds has 2 of the 4 right now. Yankees lead at 3-0 here in the top of the 6th.
One thing about Williams, they're not going to have any tag days for him when his managerial career is over.
Well, he said 41 years, and he has had a terrific 41 years in baseball, managing and playing. As Henry Cotto steps in, swings and grounds it foul.
He runs an outstanding ball game. He runs just an outstanding game. There are not too many guys in baseball who run a better ball game than Williams. Of course, the Yankees have one down in their dugout that runs one of the better ball games. Has been run I know in mine since I've been around this game for 28 years.
That's down low for a ball. I thought it was funny over the winter. Dick Balderson commented to the fact that, Dick Williams had said, well, I'm a lame duck manager. And Balderson said, well, I really don't like that word. He said, really, every manager is a lame duck manager because they manage year to year. I thought that was a pretty good comment. Inside for a ball, 2-1. And some of them don't manage year to year. They manage game to game and month to month.
Richard knows what he's doing.
Reynolds has good speed. 8 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught 6 times. Led the American League last year with stolen bases. Hit on the ground, could be 2. Pagliarulo to Randolph. Chalk it up for Willie as he delivers it back over to Madigan. 5-4-3 double play. And that ends the inning here in the top of the 6th as the Mariners go down at the end of 5½. Yankees 3, Mariners nothing. Yankee fans are enjoying it here at Yankee Stadium tonight. First game of a 3-game series between the Yankees and the Mariners. And they have a right to be overjoyed because the Yankees are out in front of the Mariners 3-0 as we move into the bottom of the 6th inning. Mike Pagliarulo leads it off for the Yankees, followed by Clark and then Washington. Pags 0 for 1 in this ball game officially. He walked, came around to score on a big 2-run home run by Jack Clark in the bottom of the 1st inning. That's over for a called strike. And then he flied deep, just missed one back at the bottom of the 3rd as he flied out to right field. Up high, did he check his swing? They appealed down to the 3rd base umpire, Jim McKeon, and he said, yes, he went around. It's 0-2. As we mentioned earlier, it's almost automatic now when you appeal on a check swing. So Pagliarulo in the hole. Swing and a miss at a high breaking ball. Strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Moore. Fastball was clocked at 191 miles an hour on Mike Pagliarulo. And that'll bring up Jack Clark. Hit his 7th home run back in the bottom of the 1st inning. That's what put the Yankees out in front. A 2-run shot with Pagliarulo on. And then he walked back in the 3rd. That's up high. Looks like Moore right now, Hawk. His fastball has gotten better. It's got more velocity. He's got more zip on it than it had for the first 3 or 4 innings.
Well, he was throwing 91, 92 in the 1st inning. In fact, the fastball, I believe Clark hit out was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. The thing about it is, again, as you well know, Bobby, it's just not how hard you throw, it's where you throw it. Because if you're sitting out there, and basically he has been primarily a one-pitch pitcher. He has not had the control of his breaking ball tonight. So if he's not getting that over with regularity, those guys sit over in that dugout, they see it, and they go up there and sit on that number 1 and get it, and they go to work. But all the damage was done in the 1st inning when he was having trouble with the breaking ball. Since that time, he has mixed a couple of sliders in, mixed a couple of curveballs in, so now you can't sit dead red as quite as hard as you were.
2-1 on Clark. And that just misses. It goes to 3-1 now, so Clark will be looking for his pitch.
Same scenario as the 1st inning.
Well, we'll see what happens. He challenged Clark with that fastball. Clark took it deep for a 2-run home run. There it is again, but that fastball right on the outside corner. Now, that is a perfect pitcher's pitch.
And it's a good job by Clark laying off of it. He hits it, it's going to be right off the end of the bat.
Swing and a miss on a good fastball. Strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Moore. Now, he had a good sequence of pitches to Jack Clark that time.
Yeah, he had some good gas. Plus, he hit that. The big pitch right there was the 3-1 fastball on the outside corner, because that'll just back you up a little bit mentally. Hey, as good a fastball hitter as Clark is, you're not going to get them all the time.
Washington stepping in, 1 for 2, double. Swing and a miss off the off-speed pitch.
Good change. One of the few he's thrown.
Now Moore is beginning to mix up his pitches, and he's getting them over, and he's had results. The Yankees have not had a base hit since the first inning. Off of Moore. 1-1 now to Washington. But as the Hawk mentioned, all the damage has been done so far. And the Yankees lead it 3-0. There's an off-speed breaking ball. Youngster is 28 years old, 6'4", 205 pounds, from Eakley, Oklahoma. Believe me, that is not a big town. Off-speed pitch again, head off the end of the bat to the shortstop, Quinones. And over to Davis. 1-2-3 inning for Mike Moore and the Seattle Mariners. At the end of 6 innings of play, it's the Yankees 3, Mariners nothing. Yankee fans here at Yankee Stadium tonight. And that youngster keeping score, checking his scorecard. Basically, no, I think what he's doing now is punching out on the All-Star ballot. It came out for the first time tonight as Alvin Davis steps in. Takes a breaking pitch over for a called strike, 0-1. But the All-Star ballots are out now. And if I'm not mistaken, today was the first day that the ballots were presented to the fans. Slider. Outside and low, 1-1 now to Davis. Davis 1 for 2 in this ball game. Batting .350 here in 1988. 27 years old. Big looping breaking ball from Candelaria that's over for a call strike. 1-2 now. This youngster hit .295 for the M's last year. 29 home runs and 100 RBIs. Breaking ball hit out into right field and deep as Winfield goes back on the warning track. It's gone. Home run for Alvin Davis.
He's hot. He has been swinging the bat extremely well in May. As we mentioned earlier, Davis in 14 games in May has driven in 16 runs, now 17. And that is his 6th home run.
There is absolutely no way that Davis could hit that ball out of the ballpark if he didn't have his hands back in the proper position.
Well,
he
was waiting on the ball. He was waiting on the ball. Here's a breaking ball. Watch him. He gets it inside here. This is a mistake by Candelaria. Just a roller. He gets it up. And he's just waiting on the ball well. He's seeing the ball well. Here go. Dinger.
Brantley takes a pitch in for a called strike.
When you're waiting on the ball well, your hands stay back.
3-1 now in favor of the Yankees as Brantley swings and lines one sharply, knocked down by Pagliarulo. He won't have a play. As Brantley picks up his first base hit, an infield hit. And the first 2 Mariners here up in the top of the 7th inning. Nice play by Pags, but no chance of throwing Brantley out. We got so carried away, Hawk, I just took over. You're supposed to be doing play-by-play.
Don't worry about it, kid. Keep on going.
We've run
I don't like you giving up that run, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We've run the sequence here for Candelaria. Jim Presley stepping in. Breaking ball is inside.
I don't think Candy's worried about it too much. He's got to worry about those hitters right now. He's thrown a lot of breaking balls. This is the 3rd time around for him.
Now the Yankees have some activity in their bullpen. Galante warming up. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. And Presley right at Santana to Randolph. Easy double play. Brantley had to hold up just for a moment because it was lined. It was a short hop. And Santana turned it into a double play.
There's good play by Santana. There was a ball. It was hit hard, but it wasn't kill, so to speak. He had the option right there of catching that ball in the air or going ahead and taking it on a short hop, which is an easy play. He took it on a short hop for the routine double play. That's the 3rd one turned by the Yankees.
And that'll bring up the catcher, David Valley. Valley 0 for 2 tonight. That pitch is out of the strike zone for a ball. You can see that he is struggling. Kid from Bayside, New York. That's outside for a ball. 2-0. 2 down here in the top of the 7th with the Yankees out 3-1 in front of the Mariners. Graduated in 1978 from Holy Cross High School in Flushing, New York. 2-0 pitch is over for a call strike. Well, he did it all in at Holy Cross, was named to the All-Catholic High School Athletic Association, All-Queens and All-New York City first teams, All-American third team. Pops this one foul off to the right side.
I like Valley. I've always liked him since he's come in this league. He has the physical tools to be a good major league catcher. He also can do some damage at the plate. All it boils right down to right now is the psychological factors involved. Does he think he can or does he think he can't?
Do I belong or do I not? Pops this one up into foul territory. Skinner is there and he makes the catch. But the Mariners do pick up a run on a home run by Alvin Davis. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's the Yankees 3 and the Mariners 1. Now let's join Lee Zeidman in our studios for a Sports Channel update.
Thanks, Bobby. Oakland continues to test itself against the East Division. The Athletics on the field at Fenway, where the Cobra has just struck. It was a 1-0 Athletics lead. Watch this shot. Parker just lofts it out. A 2-run dinger, his 4th of the season. It is a 3-0 Athletics lead over the Red Sox at Fenway, top of the 5th. Mets in the midst of their worst slide of the season, 3 straight. They'll try to get back on track in San Diego. A 10 o'clock start. Dwight Gooden on the mound should set the Mets straight. NBA playoffs, Atlanta trying to use the home court to tie its series with the Celtics at the Omni in Atlanta. Hawks using the fast break. Doc Rivers takes it down. He leaves it for Dominique Wilkins, who goes up with the runner, puts it in off the glass. A 6-point Hawks lead at that point. It's a 5-point lead now in the second quarter. That's the news for now. Send you back to the Bronx after this.
Out about the 7th inning here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees out in front of the Mariners 3-1. First game of a 3-game set here at the stadium. And following an off day on Thursday, the Oakland Athletics come into town for a 3-game set Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Dave Winfield leads it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Ward and Joel Skinner. And here to tell you all about it is the Hawk Kid Helson.
All right, Merce, Dave Winfield. David with an RBI single back in the 1st inning. Extended his home hitting streak. He is hitting all 20 games thus far the Yankees have played here at the stadium. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. All 3 runs and 3 hits coming in the 1st inning off right-hander Mike Moore, who has now retired 10 Yankees in a row. Back in the 1st inning, the 3 runs coming with 2 out. 2 out walk to Pagliarulo. Jack Clark pounded out his 7th homer. A double by Washington and the single by Winfield. Breaking ball low and away, and the count 1-0. In tomorrow night's game, it'll be Richard Dotson going after his 6th victory of the year against no defeats against little right-hander Billy Swift, former Olympian. He is 2-1 for the Youngers. Fastball strike right there, and the count 1-1. And in the finale on Wednesday, it'll be Al Leiter against Mike Campbell. Leiter 3-2, Campbell 2-5. Campbell with a very fine curveball. Leiter, of course, with a very fine fastball. Change, hit hard into right field. Glenn Wilson, a good jump. Makes the catch. Well, there's a pitch right there. You just got to wonder a little bit why you'll ever throw that to Winfield. Power pitcher, right-hander to the strong right-handed hitter.
Well, the last 3 or 4 innings, Moore has been mixing his pitches up a little bit better. That was an off-speed pitch, a changeup, but he got it up in the strike zone. But Winfield, he's hitting everything. I mean, right now he's on every pitch. I don't care whether it's a changeup, a curveball, a fastball. He hits it hard someplace.
Here's Gary Ward. He is 0 for 2 twice. He's bounced out. Once the short, once the third. Takes a fastball strike. And we'll check some particulars for you. Around the American League, Oakland coming up with 2 in the 5th. Now lead the Red Sox 3-0. Parker. His 4th homer of the year in the 5th with a man on. That was the 2 runs in the top of the 5th. That's Storm Davis against Jeff Sellers. Toronto at Chicago. White Sox trying to sweep the Blue Jays in a 4-game series No score after 2. Steve against Horton. Breaking ball. And the count 1-2. Tigers at County Stadium in Milwaukee as you look at Dave Rigetti. No score after 1. That's Walt Terrell against Chris Bosio. And the Rangers leading the Royals 1-0 after 1. Down at Arlington Stadium, that's Floyd Bannister against Paul Kilgus. Kilgus 5-2, Bannister 5-2. Valley to the outside. Misses with a sinker, and the count evens at 2. After 6.5 at Riverfront, Reds leading the Braves 1-0. Kaufman and Smith on the mound for Atlanta. Browning for the Reds. Pittsburgh at Houston. After 2 innings of play, no score. That's Walk against the Shays. And later on, of course, the Mets take on the Padres at Jack Murphy Stadium. And the Phillies are at Candlestick. For the Mets, it'll be Gooden against Grant. And for the Phillies against the Giants, it'll be Raleigh against Russell. Rick Russell 5-1 for San Francisco.
Big Daddy.
Breaking ball misses, and the count full to Gary Ward.
I guess Russell weighs, I would say 220, wouldn't you?
Your what hurts?
More than that?
Oh, man.
But what I'm getting at, he can move.
250.
Well, he can move for a big man.
And the way he pitches, I love to watch
Yeah.
him pitch. Sinker, slider, curve. As there's a fastball. Like a bad pitch. Anyway, that's a 5th strikeout for Moore.
And this youngster really has come on now, and he's spotting that fastball in a good place, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And you can see right on the outside corner, and all Ward could do was just wave at it.
2 gone, and here's Skinner. Joel 0 for 2. He's flied to left and struck out. Outfield playing him to right. Breaking ball low and away, and the count 1-0. 3-1. Yankees on top. 3-3-0 for the Bronx Bombers. 1-6-0 for the Mariners. On the corner. Mariners, who have lost 4 of their last 5 ball games. And you turn that page, the Yankees have won 4 of their last 5. Pretty good breaking pitch right there. And the count 1-2.
David Valley got it off the hand there, Hawk.
Oh, he's hard.
I've seen more
He's
catchers,
tough.
for some reason or another, they're not putting that bare hand behind them and making that one-handed grab with the catcher's glove. Most of the time, the catchers will try to protect their bare hand by putting it behind them before the pitcher pitches, instead of leaving it out in front of them. We saw Don Slott, 4 or 5 nights ago, get hit square on the hand.
Check swing on a high fastball, and the count 2-2.
A lot of them normally will hide it right behind that right shin guard as they're in that squat position. Just kind of tuck it underneath there off to the side so that the foul ball will miss it.
Got him. Good pitch by Mike Moore. So far, the 4th inning in a row. He is now retired 13. He gets the Yankees in order. And after 7, New York leads it 3-1.
Sports Channel's got all the bases covered with 2 great shows. And first at 7:30, it's part 1 of How About That? A special profile of legendary broadcaster Mel Allen. Then at 8 o'clock, don't miss Sports Channel's Roundtable live, a 2-hour baseball call-in show with the great Hawk Harrelson, Fran Healy, Phil Pepe, and Lee Zeidman. That's Mel Allen. How About That at 7:30, and Sports Channel Roundtable live at 8 o'clock this Thursday exclusively on Sports Channel. That'll be interesting, Hawk.
When is it?
This Thursday.
Top of the 8th inning. The Bombers on top 3-1. It'll be Wilson, Quinones, and Hingle to face the big left-hander, John Candelaria. Wilson 1 for 2 tonight, had a 5th inning double. Yeah, that should be a little fun. Sit down and talk about baseball.
It's also at 8 o'clock, too.
That's perfect.
Thursday at 8.
That's perfect. Night game on Friday?
You be there because I'm calling in.
Night game on Friday, I hope.
I'm going to change my voice.
There's a shot, base hit right back through the middle. So the Mariners get the leadoff man aboard here in the top of the 8th inning. quickly activity. Right-hander Cecilio Guante. You saw Righetti up earlier, so it wouldn't take David long as Quinones steps in. Breaking ball, strike. And the one thing you got to start looking for Candelaria is he has really put, as you see, Guante. He has put some innings on the board the last 3 times out there. Is you want to watch for the sharpness in the curveball. There's the chopper. Here's Willie. He's now going to get the lead man. Quinones has good speed. That was one of those plays that's in between. You're not going to turn it over.
I don't know why Glenn Wilson stopped, because Willie was way in front of the runner, Wilson. Normally you stop like that between first and second because you don't want to be tagged out. And Wilson just made it an easy play, actually, for Randolph, because it would have been a harder play if Wilson had gone in there full speed. He just kind of stopped and said, okay, Willie, if you're going to throw it over there, I'll just stop and make it a little bit easier for you.
See him going there late with the slide.
Yeah.
Here's Hengel. Hengel has good power. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Out of Oakland, California, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, 26 years old. Back just a few years ago. In '86, he had 27 home runs for Calgary. Last year, he hit 23. He also drove in 100 runs, so he can take you out of the ballpark. Outfield straightaway spread out. That's high in the right field, playable. David's there. 2 gone. Wow. Wilson just taking his time getting back into first base. Just got in there. Oh, check that. Quinones. Well, he just did beat that throw by Winfield. So that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Harold Reynolds. He's 2 for 3. Had an infield single in the first. A little duck snort back in the 6th. Harold, a switch hitter. We mentioned last year, led the league in stolen bases with 60. Slashes that one out of play right side. Other American League action, Kansas City has come back with 2. And after 2, they lead the Rangers 2-1. Oakland still leading Boston 3-0. He's on a roll. That becomes a psychological thing. There's the psyche involved in baseball. It's chemistry. It's psychological factors. The Yankees are, I'll tell you, the Yankees are getting close to that. They're in a frame of mind now. When they come to the ballpark, they expect to beat somebody. There's a base hit into left center field. Claudel gets to it. Quinones will hold at second, so the tying runs aboard with 2 out. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Henry Cardo, and here comes the skipper, Billy Martin.
Billy is probably thinking he's had Galante warming up in the bullpen for the 2nd time. Cotto, a right-handed batter, and Williams will not pinch hit for Cotto. He may want the right-hander, and he's going to go to Galante. The pitch to Cotto with 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. My point being that maybe and probably Quinones or Hengel, he would have probably gone to the bench and pulled up Kenny Phelps. And with Candelaria out there on the mound and Cotto coming up, Williams not about to pinch hit for Cotto, so Billy, knowing that Candelaria has thrown a lot of pitches in this ball game, has gone to Galante in the bullpen, and it'll be right-handed pitcher against right-handed batter. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by New York Telephone. And Galante has certainly had plenty of work for the Yankees this year, and has been excellent. Coming in 2-2 on the year, 3.42 earned run average. This is his 18th appearance with 3 saves. And while Galante is running in for the bullpen, we will run away for a few seconds, and we'll be right back.
Candelaria has departed. He is up the runway, gone into the clubhouse, and what another excellent effort he has given the Yankees. As you look at the right-hander, the numbers on Cecilio Guante, 17 games. He's gone 26 in the 3rd, just 19 hits, 8 walks, and has 22 strikeouts. But the partial line on Candelaria, 7 2/3, 1 run. That was a home run. The solo shot last inning by Alvin Davis, 8 hits, did not walk a Mariner hitter, and he had 2 strikeouts. So Guante coming on here in the top of the 8th with 2 gone. Quinones at second, Harold Reynolds at first, and the Mariners are going to send out a pinch hitter for Cotto. It'll be Kenny Phelps.
Really?
You had it right. Talked yourself right.
Talked myself right. But you,
Right
know
out
what?
of it.
You know what? You can't trust a lame duck manager.
Never know what he's going to do you? Well, you started to say a while ago, being a lame duck is better than.
I know one thing. Phelps has 8 lifetime home runs against the New York Yankees.
There you see the numbers on it. He is a good fastball hitter. He likes the ball a little down. He likes the ball out over the plate a little bit, and he can go out and he can hook you. So Guante has his work cut out for him. The Mariners yesterday broke that 4-game losing streak, scoring 4 times 9th inning against Lee Smith and the Red Sox. That pitch high and outside, and the count 1-0. Phelps is strong. A couple of years ago, hit 46 home runs for Omaha.
He's one of those guys that you were talking about. Big, burly, home run type hitter.
He's got a good eye at the plate. He's on top 2-0. One thing about Kenny, boy, he looks good. He has lost some weight. He does not have that girth that he had earlier. He comes out of that dugout hacking.
The only real problem that Kenny Phelps has is that he jumps into the ball. He has that stance at home plate, and when the ball is delivered, he almost just jumps right into it with a closed stance. And a lot of times he gets in there a little bit too far and ties himself up. He stands away from the plate, and he looks for the ball out over it, the middle, and watch him, he'll just jump into it.
2-0 delivery. Outside is 3-0. Well, I'll say one thing. In all the American League, when Kenny Phelps comes out to hit, he scares me as much as anybody else coming off the bench in the American League.
Hit 27 home runs for the Mariners last year. In 1986, hit 24.
You got the hot Alvin Davis on deck on the 3-0 pitch, and Williams turns him loose. Not uncharacteristic at all of Dick Williams.
I'll bring up that home run power by Phillips because he doesn't play every day. He's a platoon player. You can see Dick Williams, only 332 at-bats last year with 27 home runs.
That's a pretty good ratio.
You bet.
He's still got some work to do. 3-1, and now it's full. So with 2 out, Quinones and Reynolds, good speed aboard. They will be off. And this is where you don't need the long one to get it tied up. With the speed of Harold Reynolds at first base, any kind of a little gap shot right there, he's going to score. That's ball 4, and here comes Alvin Davis. And I would imagine here comes Billy Martin. Yep, he's out of the dugout.
Righetti is ready. Bases are full. And the ball game on the line for the New York Yankees. Guante went behind Kenny Phelps, and it looked serious. Then he came back with 2 pretty good fastballs, basically on the inside corner. And he got Phelps to swing at them and miss. Guante is going to leave, and Righetti will come on now to face the dangerous Alvin Davis. It was Davis who got the Mariners on the board back at the top of the 7th inning with his 8th home run. A shot off of John Candelaria. See Guante leaving the ball game. Righetti will be coming on, and we will take a break. We'll be right back. Martin and Joel Skinner waiting on the pitcher's mound here at Yankee Stadium, and they are waiting for Dave Righetti.
And they're going over the sequence, too, Bobby, to Alvin Davis.
Well, the sequence is to get Alvin Davis out. Really. And they're calling on their stopper, Dave Righetti, so it'll be the best pitcher for the Yankees out of that bullpen. He has been the stopper for the last 2 or 3 years for the Yankees, and a heck of a one in the American League. see his record right there. 1-0 for 2.81 earned run average. 5 saves on the year. Righetti has been bandied around a little bit here in the last 4 or 5 outings. Made his first appearance yesterday since May the 2nd. Collected his first save since April the 19th, breaking a string of 4 straight failed saved opportunities. But I can tell you one thing.
What's that?
That if Dave Righetti doesn't do the job for the Yankees here in 1988, the Yankees cannot win. They have got to rely on Dave Righetti. He's been known to be a slow starter in the first place, and I don't want to take anything away from Dave Righetti. And certainly Dave Righetti is the kind of guy that says, hey, I didn't do the job. That's all there is to it. I made some bad pitches. I didn't pitch the sequence that well to that hitter.
There's not an alibi bone in his body.
Not one.
One thing about it, if he stays healthy, he'll be there when it's all over.
I didn't hear one word out of Dave Righetti. What was it, 10 days that I was talking about, that Righetti didn't come out of the bullpen, and some of the games that possibly he could have come out of the bullpen, he didn't say one word. He said, hey, Guante was doing the job. We are winning. I'll get my chance. I'll be back in there. I know what I have to do. The Yankees know what Dave Righetti has to do. And right now, it's Dave Righetti against Alvin Davis.
And he's got a tough cookie at the plate. Only left-handed hitter in the lineup against Candelaria tonight. He singled to right field. He popped up the center. And then he got a hanging curveball from the Candyman last inning and put the Mariners on the board with a solo shot. He is swinging the bat well. Righetti has got to make some good pitches. Bases loaded. Top of the 8th, 2 out. 3-1. New York on top. Rip. Got the breaking ball and hung it, and Davis out in front of it. When you hang in there the way that this young man right there did off Candelaria, whoo, you know he's seeing the ball well. Candy with another excellent effort. But right now it's up to Righetti. He popped it up. It's playable. Mattingly. Johnny squeezes it. That's out number 3, and he gets one of the hottest hitters in the American League out. That'll do it for Seattle here in the top of the 8th. Nothing across. A couple of hits. No errors. They lead 3 big.
It takes a lot of practice and hard work to win a Gold Glove. Don Mattingly has won 3 in a row. To help you practice in style, Gatorade presents Yankee Baseball Glove Day on Sunday, May 22nd at 1:30. All fans 14 and younger at the Yankees Oakland Athletics game will receive a Yankee baseball glove, compliments of Gatorade.
Pride and power, the 1988 Yankees.
Well, the Yankees are an exciting ball club, but the 1988 season promises to be an exciting right down to the wire, and you can guarantee that you'll be part of the action by purchasing a Yankee full season, a combination ticket plan. And if you're interested, call the Yankees ticket office at 212-293-6000, and you can also reach the group sales team, who will be happy to help your group of 25 or more plan a stadium outing. Don't miss any of the excitement. Get your Yankee tickets early.
Right here, it's the bottom of the 8th inning. A defensive change for the Mariners as Mike Kingery has moved into center field. So the Seattle outfield, Brantley in left, Kingery in center, and Glenn Wilson in right. Henry Cotto will lead it off as the Yankees lead it 3-1. Ooh, what an exciting top half of the 8th. Bases loaded, 2 out. One of the hottest bats in baseball at the plate. And Righetti pops him up. Santana takes the ball. Rafael tonight 0 for 2. He's bounced to third and struck out. Right-hander Mike Moore has not given up anything since the first inning when he gave up the 3 runs on the 3 hits. That's up high in the count, 2-0. There's a strike on the outer half, and it's 2-1.
You can see Mike Moore has really come on in the last 4 innings. Spotting that fastball in an excellent position for a pitcher, inside and outside, right on the corners. And he's been effective. He shut the Yankees down.
It's back out of play, and the count evens at 2. I'll tell you what I'd like so far. Sure, Mike Moore after the first inning has been outstanding, which he has the ability to do so. But what you'd like to see again from the part of Candelaria tonight is the fact that Candyman didn't have what you'd call his real good stuff. He used a little cunning and guile, spotted the curveball, got a little tired there, but he still keeps you in the ball game. And that's what experience will do for you. Every time you walk out there, you won't have your good stuff. When you don't, you've got to adjust, and that's exactly what Candyman did. Got to trick him every now and then. Checking some other Major League scores for you. Kansas City now leading Texas 3-1. That's after 2.5 down at Arlington. Bannister against Kilgus. Breaking ball, little looper hit out into short center field. There's Reynolds going back, and he makes no. He drops the ball. Had it, and when he hit the ground, he might be hurt as he just laying there. It popped right out of his glove.
He actually overran this ball and had to turn around. And he got all twisted up. He had the ball in his glove. He didn't have control of it. Then when he hit the ground, the ball flew out, and I think he hit his head as he did a backward somersault. And he is down on the ground. That just shows you the speed of Reynolds, because it was just a little looper, and he was on his horse out into short right field. And then he found out that he had to overrun it. You can see, look at the ground that he's going to cover. He's on the move and actually just overruns it, then gets his feet all tied up. And you can see as he bounces his head on that grass portion. Good thing wasn't on the dirt portion or artificial surface.
Just hope it's not anything to do with the neck.
Well, if it was, I don't think that they would get him up like that. Looks like that he's going to be all right. But he did hit the grass portion. At least that's some cushion out there with the grass. It's about 2 or 3 inches high, so there is some cushion in the grass area. You can see manager Dick Williams, and they want to know if he's all right and talking properly. Probably asking him some questions or what have you. And they're going to have a replacement now at second base, as Harold Reynolds is going to leave this ball game. And you can see the left-hander Rod Scurry, who just joined the Mariners, is warming up in the Mariners bullpen. Well, as he
looks like he's trying to talk his way back into the ball game. Looks like Rich Renteria will take over at second base as Harold Reynolds couldn't hang on to it. Of course, I will go for the base hit for Santana. Again, hopefully it does not have anything to do with his neck. So Rich Renteria moves in at second, coming over from the Pirate organization.
Now playing second base, number 1, Rich Renteria.
And we'll see what Billy Martin wants to do right here. 3-1. Yankees on top. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Bronx Bombers. 1 run, 8 hit, no errors for the Mariners. Santana, not a whole bunch of speed at first, and Willie Randolph, 0 for 3 tonight, steps in. Now Valley, Presley, want to have a little chat. Valley saying, get in here, get your fanny in here close, look for the bunt. Presley moves in several steps on the grass at third. Davis will be charging from first. Outfield short, swung around to the right. Big right-hander Mike Moore. First hit he has given up since the first inning. He has one of the better moves in the league to first base for a right-hander. He can get it over there in a hurry, but it's one of those balk moves. He'll break both knees down. He almost took Davis' glove right off of that one.
Well, Renteria didn't have a chance to warm up, and they may want to see what he's going to do down at second base.
Oh, they've stopped him from that. They have stopped Moore from breaking them both down. see here. He's only had 3 balks called on him all year. That fastball high and inside. So Billy maybe giving Randolph a shot right here up until 1 strike. He's got a lot of room on the left side with Presley in so close, and you can't let him take the bat out of your hand. Now Presley backs up to the cut of the grass.
I know one thing, that Mike Moore is certainly worried about Santana at first base.
Now Presley comes in a couple of steps as he fakes the bunt, takes the strike, and the count evens at 1.
Even though Santana does not have good speed, Moore wants to keep him close to the bag just in case Willie does not lay down a perfect bunt. They may have a shot of forcing Santana out at second base.
And Davis hanging back close. He is not coming in hard from first. Well, unless it's a real good bunt, they indeed do have a good shot at Santana at second.
But also, Billy Martin and the Yankees have some options. They can hit and run. And Valley got hit on the wrist with a backswing off the bat of Randolph.
He shouldn't be in there so close.
No.
Just a decent lead by Santana.
And Mike Moore does not even want Santana to have a decent lead.
Well, with his speed, he's doing the right thing. Trying to make him hang close to the bag.
They're looking for the force at second if they can get it.
Willie hacking away right there. That's foul. And the count 1-2. So now Willie's got his work cut out for him. While we have a moment, we'll check some other action for you around the National League. Bottom of the 8th inning at Cincinnati Reds leading Atlanta 4-2. 2-1 Houston leading Pittsburgh. That's after 3 down at the Astrodome. Barry Bonds has hit his 10th homer in that ball game. Later on, the Mets at San Diego and the Phillies in San Francisco. In the American League, as that ball almost gets away from Davis. They're in the 7th inning now at Fenway Park. Oakland still leading Boston 3-0. Storm Davis on the mound looking for his 4th victory a year for the A's. He's 3-1 against Jeff Sellers, who is looking for his first victory of the year for the Red Sox. He is 0-3.
Rod Scurry, the left-hander, still throwing in the end bullpen.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Randolph. After 3 at Comiskey Park in Chicago, White Sox, Blue Jays, 0-0. Steve against Horton. Tigers at County Stadium in Milwaukee, no score after 2.5. Terrell against Bosio. As we mentioned, Kansas City leading Texas 3-1. That's in the bottom of the 3rd down at Arlington, Texas. Bannister against Kilgus. Outfield short, swung around to the right. Breaking ball, checks up. He did not go. Mike Riley, home plate umpire, wouldn't even ask Shulak. And the count full.
Well, the Shulak, just before when Valley pointed down there, Shulak just shook his head no, so there wasn't any reason for Riley to ask.
I love to watch Shulak umpire. Boy, he can get the pinky in a hurry.
Yes, he can.
He's a good umpire. This is a good crew. 3-2 the count, nobody out. Tell you, Moore's bringing some heat over there to Davis.
I know one thing, if he keeps throwing over there, his fastball is going to be about 1.5 inches short when he does throw it from home plate. He'll wear himself out.
Once again, Santana with just a very short lead over there.
Well, Moore from Eagley, Oklahoma, only 250 population.
I would imagine
when he gets
Raphael
somebody,
is gone.
Yeah, when he gets somebody in the neighborhood, he likes to talk to them.
Pops him up, right side. Rich Renteria back on the edge of the grass makes a catch, and that's out number 1. And here comes the skipper, Dick Williams. He's got Scurry down in the pen. I would imagine he's going to be bringing the left-hander in. He cannot afford another run at this stage of the ball game.
Look at him. He's clapping. He said that you did a good job, youngster. It looks like that he's going to be leading, and he is. And left-hander Rod Scurry will come on to pitch to Don Mattingly. And Mike Moore, yes, he did do a good job after the first inning was over with. It was the first inning that really has done Mike Moore in as the Yankees scored 3. The big blow coming 2-run home run off the bat of Jack Clark. And then after that, it's been all goose eggs for the New York Yankees as Mike Moore got his fastball back on track and started spotting it. Rod Scurry, the left-hander, walking in from the bullpen area out in left center field to face Don Mattingly with 1 down and a Yankee runner on. And with Scurry coming on, we will take a small break and we'll be right back. There's Mike Moore now. He's sitting in the dugout with the rest of the Seattle Mariners. And he's looking at his first finger. I think he had worn a little blister on that first finger. He's out of this ball game. Rod Scurry has come on to pitch. There's Rod Scurry. Scurry was purchased from the AAA affiliate Calgary for the Mariners yesterday after left-handed reliever Bill Wilkinson, a fine young reliever out of that end bullpen, was put on the 15-day disabled list. He had tendonitis in his throwing shoulder. So Scurry, as you see, his record will come on, and you know about Rod Scurry. He was with the New York Yankees. And big breaking ball. I talked to Scurry before the ball game, and I said, what about that yacker? I said, what about that big yacker you got, Rod? He said, I've still got it. And I imagine Don Mattingly will be seeing it right here because Scurry does have a good one.
Well, that's by far his best pitch. Scurry, of course, in the past has had some problems. Hopefully he has overcome them, but there's no question about it. He has a legitimate snapdragon. Earlier you saw Mike Moore sitting over there. Boy, there was a lot of talent in those two guys, Mike Moore and Mark Langston, who the Yankees will miss in this series. Langston, arguably, one of the better left-handers ability-wise in all of baseball. But right here, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Santana at first base. And here's Mattingly 0 for 3 tonight. 3-1, New York on top. Scurry has one of those curve balls you can hear. You can hear it coming in. It sounds a little bit like a dentist drill. Those seams grabbing that air. Two and 0.
How does that go? A dentist?
Now we'll see. Ooh. Pretty good hack right there. Hadn't been a whole bunch of those in the game. There's a guy like McDowell. Sam McDowell had one. Camilo Pascual had one. Just hear them coming in there.
Blyleven's got one.
Blyleven. Beat to the right side. Renteria with a nice stop. He gets up and throws Mattingly out. Good play by Rich Renteria.
Renteria, but Mattingly was awfully nice to Alvin Davis at first base. The throw is off the mark after a nice play by the second baseman, but he throws it back behind home plate, and you will see Mattingly. No, you will not see Mattingly, but he kind of just held Alvin Davis up. He didn't want a collision with him at home plate, at first base, as Santana moves into second.
Well, there's no sense in running up somebody's back, which he could have done very easily. So now Santana at second with 2 gone, and here's Pags. Pags started off that 3-run Yankee first with a 2-out walk. Since then, he's 0 for 2. Outfield playing him very short. They want a shot at throwing out Santana. There's that hook. Count 1-0.
That's that dentist hook.
How'd it go? How's it go? There you go. He's got the fastball. He took that one right out of the mid of Dave Valley.
Well, I mean, your eyes light up when you're a left-handed batter and you see a fastball from Scurry. You've got to swing at it no matter where it's at.
A ball, a strike, 2 out. There's that hook. Oh, mercy. That's nasty. 1-2 the count. I tell you, you know you're in trouble when you get a guy out there that's got one of those you can hear, plus a fastball that you can hear. Scurry doesn't have that kind of heat, but he sure got the number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pags giving him a little battle right here with Jack Clark on deck.
I think they are calling a balk on Scurry because he went to his mouth prior to that pitch.
The ball.
And it will be called a ball. He went right to his mouth while he was on the pitcher's dirt.
So that'll make it 3-2. Ball 4, and here comes Clark. Pags battling hard, gets on base, and here comes Dick Williams.
Well, Mike Jackson is warming up in the Mariner bullpen.
Yeah, he's not going to let Scurry go at Clark.
I wouldn't think so. Well, I shouldn't make any comment because I'm wrong already once tonight.
No, he just made the sign.
Well, I'm right again. Scurry was in to pitch to 2 batters, that being Mattingly and Piarulo, the 2 left-handed batters. But once Clark, the big right-handed batter, comes in, Scurry will leave. And the youngster, Mike Jackson, I guess, will come on. Jackson 1-1 on the year, 3.16 earned run average, making his 15th appearance. No saves, 25 2/3 innings pitched for the Imps, 23 hits, has struck out 18 and walked 9. And you see Dick Williams and David Valley out on the mound waiting for Jackson to come into the bullpen. The bullpen here at Yankee Stadium is out in left center, both the Yankees and the Mariners bullpen. So the Mariners tonight have opted to run in or walk in from the bullpen and not use the Yankee car. There's the bullpen area. You see the 399 side. That's basically the split. The Yankees on the left-hand side of your screen, the Mariners on the right-hand side. And while Jackson begins to warm up for the M's, I want to tell you that tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Keith Hernandez and the Mets tangle with the San Diego Padres. That's the Mets and the Padres tomorrow at 10. That's live on Sports Channel. Your stop for a Subway Series summer is really getting closer, and it's really a viable year for the first time that I've ever known. The Yankees and the Mets, they talk about a Subway Series and how much fun it would be as you take a look at Mike Jackson warming up. But today, today in 1988, it could possibly happen.
Well, it's going to boil down to one thing, Bobby, and that's injuries. If both clubs stay healthy, yeah, there's a good chance you will see the Subway Series summer. But you got to stay healthy. Well, here's Jackson. We mentioned 23 years old, coming over from Philadelphia last year with the Phillies, 3-10, 4.20 ERA. Had 1 save. Worked in 109 innings. Gave up just 88 hits. His trouble was the wildness. 56 base on balls in 109 innings. And he struck out 93 men. He has a good arm. And he's coming in here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 out. Yankees leading it 3-1. Santana at second. Piarulo at first. And Jack Clark, the hitter.
Well, you mentioned Jackson with that good arm. He's basically a power pitcher, fastball, and a curveball and a hard slider. And he also has a split finger fastball. but he comes at you with that hard stuff most of the time.
This Brown's been controlled.
Yeah.
He walks guys, he gets himself in trouble there, plus he makes a lot of bad pitches. But he has some talent. As Clark steps in, Jack 1 for 2 tonight. Cranked out his 7th homer back in the first inning, a 2-run shot. Walked in the 3rd and struck out in the 6th. Outfield shaded to the left and still playing short. That's a pretty good hook right there. Of course, these two have seen one another a few times, and every time we said that this year from the next National League pitcher, Clark has hit the ball hard. Valley to the outside. There's a good fastball. Misses, and the count 1-1. .88-mile-an-hour fastball from Jackson. A little short of what Mike Moore was throwing. Moore did himself a pretty good job out there, giving up 3 runs, all in the first inning with 2 out. That's on the corner. Good pitch, and the count moves to 1-2.
I think Clark will just give the pitchers that pitch right there, because if they can continue to paint that outside corner with that good fastball up around the high 80s and low 90s, not much you can do about that.
No, you're not going to make too good a living hitting that pitch. Unless you get the cape on. Breaking ball, that throws him, locked him up, in and over. So that'll do it for the Yankees here in the 8th inning. Nothing across, there was a hit, no errors, 2 men left. Going to the 9th, it'll be Brantley, Presley, and Valley, the scheduled hitters, as the Yankees lead it 3-1.
What a dandy curveball by Mike Jackson to strike out Jack Clark to end the inning. And the bottom of the 8th inning. Watch it just freeze Clark as a perfect breaking ball on the inside corner. Clark gave up on it, and the youngster did a nice job.
Even though he got that ball up a little bit on the inside corner, it still had a lot of dig on it. But right here, it's the top of the 9th inning. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Yankees, 1 run on 8 hits for the Mariners. For Seattle, Brantley to lead it off. Couple of defensive changes for the Yankees. Roberto Kelly has moved into center field, with Claudell Washington moving over to left in place of Gary Ward, as Righetti pours the off-speed pitch in and over, and the count 0-1. Brantley 1 for 3 tonight. Fastball misses, and the count evens at 1. In case you just joined us, pitchers of record are the starters, Candelaria and Moore. 2 hopper, easy play for Santana. 1 gone. Here's the third baseman, Jim Presley. He's flied to center, struck out, and hit into a double play. 1 of 3 turned tonight by the Yankees. Hags, even with a line at third, now backs up a couple of steps. Outfield, spread out straight away. A little low, and the count 1-0. Tomorrow night, Dotson against Billy Swift. Dotson 5-0, best start of his career. Swift 2-1 for Seattle. 2-0 the count.
Tommy John made a nice gesture, nice comment about Dave Righetti, and he said, I think about the last 4 games Tommy John had pitched, that Dave Righetti had come in and relinquished the lead and what have you, and TJ did not get the win. And a couple of days ago, Righetti came in and saved the ball game for TJ, pitching 2/3 of an inning, and TJ said, hey, Dave Righetti can come in for me anytime.
The 2-1 delivery. Right back to the middle. That's a base hit. So the Mariners do not quit. They will bring the tying run to home plate. And we just heard a report from the art director for the Yankees, Harvey Green. As you look at the sharp single right back through the middle, the report on Harold Reynolds, he suffered a mild concussion. So here's Valley. He has 4 homers. He's knocked in 20. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Fly to right, bounce to second, and he's popped to Skinner. Outfield backed up there deep. They do not want the ball hit over their head. Hard breaking pitch, misses. You can feel a little anxiety from the fans. Well, I'm with TJ. 19 can come in anytime. Check swing on a hard, looked like a hard slider, and the count evens at 1. Blue Jays came up with 3 runs. And in the 5th inning in Chicago, lead the White Sox 3-0. That's Steve against Horton. Tigers, Brewers still scoreless in the 4th at County Stadium. This could do it. Rack 'em up. That's a Yankee winner. 6-4-3. 4th double play of the evening, turned by the Bucks Bombers. Final score: the Yankees beat the Mariners in the first of this 3-game series, 3-1. Right now, let's go back to our studios and join Lee Zeidman.
Thanks, Hawk. Coming up, the complete New York sports wrap-up with New York Sports Nightly. We'll take you to Boston, where the Yanks' next opponent is at work tonight, the Athletics. Meanwhile, way out west, the Mets try to put the brakes on their longest skid of the season. They've lost 3 straight. Down south, the Celtics and Hawks locked in a playoff war. Casey Jones ejected. And Stan Fischler is here to wrap up that miraculous New Jersey Devils playoff campaign. Those stories, all those scores, highlights, and a post-game interview with Ed Randall from the stadium all ahead on New York Sports Nightly. So stay with us. We'll send you back to the stadium after this.
A 4x4 that'll shift the balance of power in the truck world. Toyota's all-new V6 4x4, the most advanced V6 engine in any compact truck. Unsurpassed horsepower, more low-down torque than any compact V6 4x4. New V6, now who's looking out for number 1?
Toyota.
John, Dr. Pullman's office. Remember your gum surgery appointment Monday. Have a nice day.
Yeah, this is Al at the garage. Your car has problems, big problems.
This is your landlord, or should I say ex-landlord. Your lease is history, and so are you.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
WNBC's Don Imus.
If you think about it, Magic Johnson is a great name for a basketball player. 66 WNBC.
There are times in life when you must make a choice, when only the best will do. Choosing a health insurance company is one of those times. You have to reach beyond yourself and rely on something that has earned your trust over the years. Because when it has to perform, you want it to be the best it can be. Empire Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Because when you need the best, you deserve the best.
Totals on the board for the first of this 3-game series for the Yankees. 3 runs on just 4 hits, no errors. They stranded but 3 men. For the Mariners, 1 run, 9 hits, no errors. They left 5. The winner, John Candelaria. He is now 5-2. That's his 4th victory in a row. The loser, Mike Moore. He is 2-5. And credit Dave Righetti with his 6th save of the season. And here at Yankee Stadium tonight on a lovely evening before 17,000 plus, the Yankees continue to roll. They have now made it 5 out of the last 6 on this 11-game homestand. And Bobby, a good solid ball game tonight, as we mentioned. Candelaria, who has been the horse of the staff going out there, didn't have his real good stuff, but he used some cunning, some guile, some experience out there, kept his club in the game, only gave up the 1 run.
Very important that Candelaria, but he's a smart, savvy pitcher, as you mentioned, and he was able to keep the Yankees in this ball game. even though, as you said, he did not have the good stuff, the Yankees are playing excellent baseball. They have scored 51 runs and had 66 hits in the last 6 ball games here at Yankee Stadium. Now, that's doing some pounding.
Bronx Bombers.
The Bronx Bombers, you bet.
And I'll tell you, they came right out in the first inning tonight. Mike Moore got the first 2 hitters out. He got Randolph and Mattingly out. Then the base on balls, which has happened so many times this season. The Yankees have been very opportunistic as they raised their mark to 25-12 as he walked Pagliarulo and then Jack Clark.
Well, Mike Moore did not have his good fastball early in the ball game. He did not spot his fastball. He tried to challenge Clark with that fastball, and as you and I have been talking about it many, many times, Clark is a dead fastball hitter, and Mike Moore has a good fastball. Don't get me wrong, he's up in the 90s all night long, but he was unable to spot that fastball. He got behind on Clark, and it was Clark who delivered the ball over the left field wall, and that was really the game.
It got out of here in a hurry. We'll be back with more right after this.
Play of the game, and it comes in the bottom of the first inning. We talked about it already. Mike Moore's fastball, Jack Clark's swing. Boom. Home run by Jack Clark, number 7, puts the Yankees out in front 2-0, and the Yankees go on to win.
Once again, the final score of the Yankees 3, Seattle 1. Remember, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, the Mets take on the San Diego Padres. And Wednesday at 7:30, the Yankees slug it out with these same Mariners. Coming up next, it's Lee Zeidman with the latest on the New York sports scene on New York Sports Nightly. So for my partner, Bobby Mercer, and our colleague, Ed Randall, this is the Hawk Ken Harrelson saying so long until Wednesday. And thanks for watching Emmy Award-winning coverage of New York Yankees baseball on Sports Channel. Your stop for a possible Subway Series summer.